Willow Creek Springs presents Healthy Living with your host, Joe Grumbine.
Hello.
Well, hello and welcome back to the Healthy Living Podcast. I'm your host, Joe Grumbine, and today we're going to be doing episode 3 of Healthy Living Through Adversity. And we have Juan currently incarcerated with us as a guest, and we also have another inmate named Cain, and he's going to be joining us today as we talk about childhood adversity and the tools to overcome trauma. Juan, welcome back. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you very much, and thank you for having me on.
Oh, it's my pleasure. I think we're reaching a lot of people with this conversation, and I believe we can help make a difference out there.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the plan, is to share, our life experiences and share what's helped ourselves, overcoming adversity, and sharing that with other people, and hopefully it can give some people some tools, some peace of mind as well.
Yeah, I was speaking with somebody yesterday about our conversation, and she was actually knowledgeable. She's studying to be a psychologist, and she completely agreed with what we were talking about. She thought it was really good work.
Yes. That's amazing.
So Cain's going to be joining us. Why don't you tell us a little bit about him?
Yeah, so this is who's talking. This is Cain.
Hey, Cain, how's it going?
I'm doing well, thank you. My name's Cain Velasquez. A lot of people know me from being a former 2-time UFC heavyweight champion. And after my fighting career, I started getting into holistic medicine, psychedelic plant medicine, and along with that, looking into more of a spiritual practice. So whatever type of spirituality, along with different types of religions and theologies, and I started just looking more about the mind and the soul, and what the bigger picture is of us being here.
That's powerful stuff. We were talking the last episode about childhood adversity and trauma, and some of the tools that can help an individual to regulate some of the impulses and overcome, the lizard brain taking over and acting without thinking. I'd like to get some of your thoughts about that.
Well, so my first big breakthrough, I would say, where I feel like I got a lot of learning all at once, and I'm not saying this is for everybody, but it really worked for me. I think I was ready at this time. My mind really got opened up with psychedelic plant medicine, where I all of a sudden had a lot of learning. My heart opened up a lot more. I felt like I was more conscious of everything at that moment, and in doing so and practicing with that, practice is in real life without anything, without any substance. It's a constant work of yourself, self-regulation. So I really opened up to that, and it's proven that the psychedelic plant medicine, it will stop the part of your brain that does the program, where you have a program set within your mind, where you constantly give a sort of certain reaction to something over and over again. Once you've accumulated this reaction over time, so I felt like I started new, and I was really present in each moment that I was more controlled to.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Well, I was more controlled to interact in a certain way that I wanted to. So I would, if I wanted to interact in the highest timeline that I could, I felt like I was able to. And part of it, plant medicine and also meditation, a lot of meditation.
So let me ask you, with the plant medicine, I work with a lot of plant medicine, and I sit with peyote and wachuma regularly. In fact, tomorrow we're going to be sitting with wachuma, and I agree. It takes you to a place where, your heart opens up. You become very aware of your own being and others around you. Which medicines were you sitting with?
So I had two really profound experiences. One with ayahuasca.
Okay.
I sat with ayahuasca, and yes, what that really taught me was to open up my heart a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciated everyone in my life, everyone on this earth at this moment, and know that everyone has purpose here. And,
Yes.
and they're serving out the purpose. Whether it's good, whether it's bad, it doesn't matter. It's all something to learn from and appreciate. So I appreciated everybody for being here at this moment, and everybody who's ever taught me or had some kind of experience with me ever. And I would say one of the most important things was that the present moment is working for me. My higher power, the great I am, God, the creator, the universe, is all working for me to grow in a way that I know myself, that I can live in compassion and love, and that anything is possible. And best thing that is possible is to live out of love. So that's what ayahuasca taught me.
That's a powerful lesson.
Yes. Then I also sat with 5-MeO DMT.
Okay.
The Sonoran toad. So I'm part Yaqui. I'm part Yaqui native. So I grew up in Arizona. I grew up in the Sonoran Desert, and I had a great death experience with that, a near-death experience with that medicine. And it really just showed me who I was and who I am.
So you're talking about Bufo.
Bufo, yes. Bufo various, yes.
That's beautiful. I work with a Yaqui roadman, and we sit in the teepee with the peyote, with this Yaqui man.
Yes. So I had a near-death experience with that. Well, I let go of all the earthly things. I had a full release of myself and everything that I thought I knew, and I expanded to the universe. I became everything else. So I had this profound knowing that there's only one being here, and one conscious here, and it lives in everything and in everyone. And I'm here with myself and all these different versions of myself I'm interacting with all the time. How do I want to treat myself? That's with love and compassion and sharing wisdom and respect.
Hi, this is Joe Grumbine, and I wanted to share an update. The platform that hosts this podcast has made some changes to the subscriber settings, and we have a number of subscriber-only episodes that we offer to the supporters, and for a minimum of $3 a month, we can get you signed up. And if you're already signed up and you're having some kind of trouble locating these episodes in the other platforms, I would say maybe the best answer is to unsubscribe and then resubscribe. I'm sorry for the hassle. I don't have any way to make a change, but I'm very grateful for all the support. Thank you.
Wow, that's a lot to hang on to, and yet it's the truth. It's interesting when you sit with these medicines, you're in a place that's safe in your own mind, in your heart, with whoever the people you're around. But then you go back out into the world and you have to think about, these lessons or these experiences. How do you carry this with you now when you're, where you're at?
Yeah. So so for me to get to this place where I'm at now, I've obviously made mistakes, and it was just a higher level of learning. Something that I got put in a position where it was probably the hardest lesson for me, and but also knowing that the road that I'm on right now and me being here was essential for my growth. Me being in prison has been essential for my growth. I've been able to show kindness and compassion to people that I never thought I would be showing, and expressing to, and have shared a lot of healing with the men here. So how I carry these lessons from plant medicine with me is that I know the work is done here in life, in the 3D. Not about going back to the medicine all the time. That's not what it is about. About doing the work.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
About doing the work with yourself, around other people, and teaching and sharing, and enjoying yourself with nothing else but yourself. You don't need any type of a physical thing, money or anything like that. You can just be pure happiness if you choose to be. It's very possible for everyone to do that. And happiness and love and compassion is abundant. It's for everyone, and it's as much as you want, you can have. So I believe, just again, everything that's gone through my life has been essential for my growth.
Wow, that's amazing that you're able to get that. I am aware as well that adversity is where we can grow from. I just overcame cancer, and I had a huge growth lesson for myself. And I understand exactly what you're saying, and that you've chosen that way is powerful. I think you're going to be able to reach a lot of people with these conversations and just the work you're doing. That's fantastic. So, is there a tool in particular? For example, Juan was telling me that, recently he had a situation where he came upon another individual and there was a misunderstanding that likely would have led to an altercation, a problem that, he felt his fight or flight, his amygdala taken over, and he was able to catch himself.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
In breathing and work himself through it. Do you have a tool that you work with that you think you could share with our listeners?
So for me, the number one tool is I would say, for me, first that steps in always in every situation is understanding. Is that adversity is essential for your growth. Without adversity, there is no growth. We have to go through these experiences of being uncomfortable. We have to go through these experiences of trauma, of being stagnant, of feeling like depression. All these things are essential for our growth. Without them, if we just live in a very comfortable existence, then there really is no growth. There really is nothing to rise above. So you can find
Well, Adonai, it looks like we lost him, but he'll be calling back. What a powerful testimony, huh?
Yes, definitely. And it's so nice just to see him as a person, because like you said, a lot of people know him
Right.
as like,
Yeah,
heavyweight champion.
he's a champion UFC fighter that is a well-known name in certain circles. So for him to number one, be incarcerated and a lot of people, especially people that have made some kind of something from themselves and find themselves in a bad way. They go down a dark hole and maybe never come back out. But it sounds like he's really
Yeah,
owning it and looking to better himself and others.
definitely. Yeah, and he also he does like breathing workshops in there. So it's cool how he's bringing all of the knowledge that he knows and from his career into the facility as well and helping others.
Yeah, I'm looking forward. I think he's going to be sort of a regular on this series. I'm hoping, anyways. He's got a lot to share between him and Juan and possibly others. I think that we're really onto something here.
Yes, definitely. Let me see if I can get them back, and you
Yeah.
guys will have the floor again.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, for those of you listening, this is a series where we're talking about. Oh, I think they're back.
Yep.
All right, you guys both back here?
It's just me. It's Cain.
Oh, beautiful. All right, Cain. Well, why don't we pick up where you left off? You were telling us about growth through adversity and just a point of reference. It's like, when you're training, in your sport, if you don't work yourself to the point where you hurt, you're never going to get stronger, right?
Yeah, that's how it is with emotional adversity. Trauma as well. Everything can be overcome, and it's a part of our process to go within to overcome. It's not a thing of relying on outside sources. Like outside substances, drugs, alcohol, or even outside people. Relationships. Chasing wealth. That's not going to make you happy. Like a relationship will not make you happy unless you're happy first.
That is a powerful truth right there.
Yeah, that's just something to kind of fill the void. That we need certain things on the exterior to make us happy. So the adversity, it's all in us to overcome these things, and that's why we're here. And life is to grow, right? It's to grow. Like we came in here a certain way. Things have happened to us that are bad, but it's all a moment to grow. And so the number one thing for me is to know that everything that's happened to me is essential. And then the next step is, okay, what is this teaching me? I'm in this altercation with this person. What is it teaching me? And I feel something uncomfortable within myself. What is that? Now I have to examine what that is and where the root cause of that is. So it's a sense of processing it other than, I think, kind of shut out those feelings and not feel that. Now what we're doing is counteracting that, and we're holding that in. So those things that we hold in, will do certain things to us. They'll turn into like diseases. Also, they'll come out later. They'll explode much later. They're like a volcano. So, thing of accepting those things that are happening within you, processing them, trying to find the root cause, let them go through you, right? So really feel that feeling, that uncomfortableness that you're feeling. Let it run through you. Feel all of it. It's kind of be conscious of it. Feel that pain. Let it run through you, and then know that the more times you keep doing that, it's not going to hurt as much as it once did. Because you've processed it now, you've gone through it now, and you're not new to it. So now you know how to react to it if a situation like that comes up again. So that's one major step I think that helps me is how do I know that I have to accept this for a growing lesson, right? And then I would say after that, you know, anything. So obviously breathing. There's different types of breathing you can do to help regulate that, right? To help work through that trauma or being uncomfortable or adversity that's within you. You know, so any type of breathing exercise that's comfortable for you. Meditation as well.
Juan was talking about with regards to breathing, that when he felt triggered, he was able to notice it because he started breathing shallow. Like when you feel a threat, oftentimes, your senses perk up and your breath changes. You start breathing, quicker. You're trying to take in more air real fast, but you're not breathing in deep. Do you share that experience?
Yeah, and so with my career in fighting,
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
with my career in fighting, the breath is very important. So we're doing something that's very extreme, and something that best way to that I found is to be relaxed. Every athlete in general talks about keeping the body relaxed. So when you are relaxed, start breathing these big breaths, right? You're taking in a lot of oxygen. That oxygen is feeding your mind, it's feeding your brain, it's feeding your muscles, and it's keeping you relaxed. It's not letting that lactic acid build up. So the same thing happens being in that situation with adversity. And to tense up, our breath becomes more shallow, so we're not taking in as much oxygen. So already we feel like we're maybe going into panic attack, or we may feel like we're starving for oxygen. So we're almost getting choked. We're choking ourselves from what's happening in that moment, and nothing's really happened other than your thoughts and feelings have now run throughout your body, mind, that's making you do this. So I've learned through my fighting career to be relaxed at all times in every situation. Body works best when you're relaxed, mind as well, and take your breathing at all times. Make sure you're taking those big breaths within yourself to stay calm, stay relaxed. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is advice that carries through many traditions and many arts, many pathways. So I'd say we're in a truth at that point. And how do you get people, or how do you get yourself, to really get into that? Because there's a lot of different breathing techniques, and some of them involve taking in as much air as you can and then letting it out forcefully, or box breathing, holding it, and there's all these different techniques. How do you know which is the one to apply to what you're doing?
So being here and I've been working on this path of plant medicine. I've also looked up how are the ways that we can kind of go through our trauma, also get to a place where our senses are heightened, when we have those transcendent experiences, possibly without any type of plant medicine. And I started looking into holotropic breathwork. So I started a class here where we do holotropic breathwork, and essentially it's fast breathing for a long period of time. So people normally think hyperventilating. Well, I guess yes, that's essentially what you're doing. You're flooding your body with oxygen. And as you're doing that, the brain actually produces more natural DMT in that moment while doing that breathing. So we'll do it for like a minimum of 30 seconds to an hour to 2 hours. And what you're doing is you're going deeper within yourself, just like you're doing with the plant medicine, deeper within yourself. So you are self-regulating yourself. You're knowing that medicine is within you, that you are the healer. And what I found is it feels like a couple, maybe, a handful of therapy sessions all at once. Or a year's worth of therapy sessions all at once, just by yourself. By, self-regulating yourself, letting go of things that subconsciously are there. This breathing, I found to me to be the most beneficial. I think with what I've done in the past, as far as fighting, I wrestled in junior high, high school, and in college. I think for myself, I need that strong medicine. And as far as the breathing goes, I believe this is the strongest medicine that we can do with just our breath and by ourselves.
Oh, absolutely. Oh.
Yeah. So the way that I first looked it up was just holotropic breathing on YouTube, and then I just started seeing what type of techniques people were doing, and I started kind of just fine tuning the way that I thought would be best beneficial for me and to share with others. So I got kind of a baseline of people that are on YouTube showing what holotropic breathing is, and I started just adding new techniques to it as well.
Do you use motions along with the breathing, or do you just sit there in a static position?
So, if some people want to use motions, they do. They'll tend to move around. Maybe the parts of them are tight. They tend to move around. But what we do as facilitators, generally people's hands start to lock up, like their wrists will be flexed, their hands will be closed to where they really can't move them that moment. That extra tension that's within their body that's finally coming out. So what we'll do is we'll stretch them out as well. Once they get to that point, we'll help stretch them out real quick as they're breathing, so they can keep breathing, and we'll help that energy kind of get released that way. But people, again, they start to do it on their own, where they go in within themselves and they know exactly what they need. So they feel like they need to start moving around as they breathe. They will. So it's the base thing is to that fast breathing.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
That base breathing in and out as fast as you can, as much air in, as much air out that you can, and then whatever else you feel through there, go ahead and do it. And know that the healer is within you, that all the medicine is within you, that you can do it all with nothing else but just your breath.
So when somebody tries to do this for the first time, and you realize you've been breathing shallow, or like me, I have a lung condition, so I'm always struggling with that. And you try to breathe in deep and out, and you do it a few times, and it literally make you cough, and you kind of get off your game for a second. What's your thoughts about getting yourself into a good rhythm that way?
Yeah. So what I've seen here is, or the people that I've had do this practice, there's a period of time where you're breathing where you may like what you're saying right now is you can't really find your rhythm. You're starting to feel sensations. You know something's happening, but again, it's kind of hard to keep that rhythm going. You're just kind of okay. I can't really get my rhythm. I tell people just keep going and trust that after that, I call that a wall, that you're hitting a wall where it's not really sinking all together. Tell people, just trust in yourself, just keep going with the breathing, and you will break through that wall. There'll be another side to it where you start hitting your rhythm. You start going, and you're just in the zone where you're just fully into what you're doing at that moment, and you've got the rhythm down. So it's more of just a practice. It's more of just
You have 60 seconds remaining.
it's confidence that to know that you will get there.
So just keep going. Just keep going at it. And when it feels good, you're into this rhythm and, continue on. If it's not, you just keep powering through it a little bit till you get back into the rhythm.
Yes, sir. Yes, that's it. Yep.
Well, that's some powerful advice. And I think when you get used to doing this, it becomes like muscle memory. Like you don't have to think about it so much, right?
It does. It becomes a practice where you know the best technique for yourself. When you start going in, do the technique already. It's a learned practice of the way that I breathe this way, most beneficial for me. So it is. It is a learned practice. Yes.
And you feel like this is essential to all the other tools that you're going to be sharing or that you're working with yourself? Is that, this is like the fundamental?
We lost him.
Okay. All right. Well, Adonai, this is a great episode. Cain Velasquez, I think hopefully he'll be able to come on regularly. We're going to wrap this episode.
Well, actually, unfortunately not, because he won't, he's actually, I don't want to disclose his information, but.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we got him for one episode at least, and then we were able to get some good information.
Yeah, it was nice having him. Do you want to at least close it out with him? Because they're getting back in.
Oh, yeah. If he's getting back in, we can
right.
one more round.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right.
You back, Cain?
Hello.
Okay, you're still here. All right. I just became aware that this is really going to be a one-time episode, so I was hoping you'd be able to join us on the regular, but it doesn't seem that that's going to be the case.
Hold on. Yeah. Hey, Joe. So Cain got to wrap it up real quick, but he'll close it out, and I'll give him your number to make sure he can check in with you.
Oh,
so
beautiful.
He got to wrap it up. Okay.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
Hello.
All right. We're going to be able to wrap it up here, and then Juan's going to give you my contact so we can continue our conversation.
Sounds great. Yes. Okay, let's do that.
So, well, as we're kind of wrapping this episode up, I was bringing up to light that the breathing is kind of a fundamental aspect of all of the practices that might help, get you through a traumatic triggered experience or even just in growth, right?
It is. There's a lot of practices out there. I would say breathing is one of the most beneficial. But I think all of them are essential. They all serve a purpose. And for me, I started with meditation, and that's always been a practice of mine now. Yes.
And meditation and breathing are kind of intertwined in a lot of ways, right? I mean, if you're not breathing right, it's pretty hard to get into a meditative state.
Yeah, it's vice versa. They both work with each other, right? You're
right.
With the meditation, you're going in with your mind, getting your mind stronger, and the way that how I say stronger, I mean you're more conscious. Right? You're more conscious of your body. You're more aware of your body. You're more aware of your surroundings.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
More aware of somebody else's energy and feelings and emotions. So as you're doing the breathing, the more conscious that you are, you can go within yourself and find that path of helping yourself heal, helping yourself let go of certain things. or just appreciate, yourself in the present moment.
Absolutely. So as you're growing inside and exploring your potential and making choices to follow that path, um, what are your goals as far as, helping others or just, making yourself the best person you can? Where are you headed with this?
My goals are just to share everything that I've learned thus far. You know, share myself and to share the teachings that I have learned. Whether it's just through a talk, whether it's through reading, whether it's through plant medicine. I would say my true passion is plant medicine. I truly believe in it. I've sat down with these medicines and know that it can bring you truth if you're open and do it in the right setting and the right people are there to help you. So one of my goals and dreams is to bring this plant medicine to a lot of people that need it. The men and women that need this healing at this moment.
That's powerful. I have a nonprofit in a garden here in Southern California where we're providing a space for exactly what you're talking about, and we have a number of medicine people from around the world that come out here, and elders from different tribes and different countries and different traditions, and we're experiencing just what you're talking about. Helping people to find their way to, their own better consciousness and connecting with Creator, sitting with the fireplace, and all of the things that these plant medicines and these spirits have to offer. We're part of, like you said, this creation is all really one consciousness, and when you connect through whatever tool it is, whether it's meditation or plant medicine, you come to realize that you're part of something bigger, as big as the whole universe. And to be able to share that with people in a safe and loving environment, I think is a great tool. I hope one day we can meet in person, maybe sit together in the garden.
That'd be amazing. That'd be amazing. Yes, that'd be an honor. Yes. Thank you for the work that you're doing. And yes, it's beautiful to know. The more that you learn by yourself, the more you learn how big you are, how powerful you are. And it's truly a blessing. It's an honor to be here on this earth with so many people. At this one time, to share and grow. I appreciate it all.
That's fantastic. I think that's actually, the cornerstone of love is gratitude, right? When you become aware of how blessed you are and the things that you have, instead of whining and complaining and having problems with everything, you realize, what a blessing it is just to be alive. I was given that gift, I almost died less than a year ago from cancer, and the whole way through it, I just said, I want to live, and I fought my way back to health. And every minute of every day, I'm just so grateful. I wake up, I'm like, yeah, I'm alive. I get to be here another day. And it's a powerful tool because you realize that you can do anything. You're in a difficult spot right now, but you can take that and you can literally do anything with it. And I'm impressed that you're willing to own that.
Yeah, again, with the hardships and everything else, it's always the same thing. Wake up in the morning and I'm grateful for just to breathe. Just that I'm breathing, that I'm able to be conscious. I'm grateful for that, and I'm grateful for whatever the Creator, whatever the universe, God brings me, in that day. So. I'm just grateful to be here on this earth.
There's an element we didn't really talk about, but I think you alluded to it. And it's about accountability, realizing that you're responsible for all the choices you make, and that even though things come at us, ultimately what we do with it is our choice. And there's that power there that's so incredible that we can choose whatever we want to, and whether if we're willing to do the work, we can accomplish it. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we are in charge to choose our own path. So what if what if each and every one of us was in a place within ourselves, spiritually, that we could choose every moment to be the highest choice all our lives. Like, what would that look like?
Be a good world.
So if we would just be honest, to choose love, compassion. Yes. So to think of that, that if we were all living in that timeline all together, wow.
Exactly. Well, I think that's what we're working towards. When we sit together and grow the family, sitting with these medicines and these practices and having these conversations, I think we're raising the awareness, we're raising the level of vibration, the consciousness, and there's a lot of forces that are pushing the other way, but I think we're putting a resistance that's gonna bring around the potential. I like when a guest is able to share. You've learned a lot in your life, and you've accomplished a lot, you've experienced a lot, and you have people that know your name and respect your work. What would you say? Do you have a message? If you were able to deliver one message to the people that might be open to listening, what would that look like?
So for myself, I would say, to them, I would say it truly is an honor to be here at this moment on this earth with everyone and to share this life. I think it's truly magical. It's a very amazing space that we're doing. It's sacred. It's something sacred that we're doing here. And for each one of them, I would say just love yourself. Love yourself first. That's where it starts. Loving yourself, giving yourself. Have that relationship with yourself. That's loving. That's compassionate. That's intimate. It starts with you first. It doesn't start with anybody else. It starts with you, and then once you grow into that, then start giving it to others.
That's some good advice. In order to love anybody else, you have to be there for yourself, and I think that's something a lot of people miss out on.
Yes, yeah, it is.
Well, I know we've got a little bit of time left. Is there anything else that you wanted to jump into?
No, I think that was it. Yeah, just I mean, I think we could keep talking forever.
Yeah.
The topic is something very special to me, very sacred as well. And there's a lot out there, but the basics for me are exactly what we just talked about. Yeah.
Well, I hope that you and I can continue this conversation, and whether we're able to share it live with everybody or just work together, I open myself to that. I'm always looking to work with people that are seeking the same things I am, and trying to find your best self and help others along the way.
Me as well. Yes, I'm open to that as well. And thank you so much for your time and what you're doing here. With the work that you're doing, it's amazing. It's something that's needed, and thank you very much for that.
Well, you may be seeing more of me. I'm working with Juan, possibly bringing a garden program up there. So our nonprofit is doing that sort of thing. So who knows? Maybe I'll get up there and see you soon.
Amazing. I would love that. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, this has been Cain Velasquez and another episode of the Healthy Living Podcast. I want to thank all of our listeners for making the show possible, and we will see you next week.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
This has been another episode of the Healthy Living Podcast. We produce this show so that people can share their stories, people that have overcome obstacles, people that are undergoing obstacles. We're building a community of health-minded individuals. If you're interested in supporting the show, please leave a review on the platform you're listening to it on. If you're interested in becoming a guest, please send an email to itsjoegrumbine@gmail.com, or you can send a note into the notes section of the podcast. All right. Well, thank you for supporting this show, and we hope you've enjoyed it.